Giles Brandreth, a royal author and friend of Prince Philip, has claimed the late Queen Elizabeth II had a form of bone marrow cancer, the most common symptom of which is bone pain. The biographer made the statements about Her Majesty's health struggle in his upcoming book, Elizabeth, An Intimate Portrait. In a serialization in the Daily Mail, he wrote, "I had heard that the Queen had a form of myeloma, bone marrow cancer, which would explain her tiredness and weight loss and those mobility issues we were often told about during the last year or so of her life." The most common symptom of myeloma is bone pain, especially in the pelvis and lower back, and multiple myeloma is a disease that often affects the elderly. Currently, there is no known cure, but treatment, including medicines to help regulate the immune system and drugs that help prevent the weakening of the bones, can reduce the severity of its symptoms and extend the patient's survival by months or 2 to 3 years. Mr. Brandreth also details the relationship between the Queen and Prince Harry, claiming the monarch was supportive of her grandson's marriage to Meghan Markle. However, a royal commentator has since suggested that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex were not told of the Queen's struggle with cancer. Kinsey Schofield, founder and creator of the Today for Daily podcast, theorized that the Sussexes were not trusted with the information. In the latest episode of the podcast, which came in the form of a talk TV segment with present Christophers, M. Schofield referenced a very interesting theory. She said, "Somebody messaged me today suggesting that perhaps, because I don't know about you, but I've heard these rumors about bone marrow cancer for a very long time now. Giles got permission from the family to include this in his book to ensure that it wasn't breaking news if Harry included it in Spare, which I think is very intelligent. I think that very much could be it because we've heard the whispers and perhaps the family wanted to control how that information was released." The Duke of Sussex's book is set for publication on January 10, 2023. Spare, which is already a #1 bestseller, will cover Harry's personal journey from trauma to healing. While the content remains under wraps, the memoir is expected to delve into the prince's childhood, his time in the military and serving in Afghanistan, and his life as a husband and father. Many have speculated that Harry will reveal further insight into his experiences as a royal, particularly following the introduction of Meghan into the fold and the struggles that came about thereafter. Given the Sussexes' previous dalliances in the media, which saw the couple repeatedly shine a negative light on the monarchy, the royal family have reportedly been in fear of bombshells. During an episode of Paul Murray Live earlier this month, the Daily Mirror's royal editor Russell Myers claimed many members of the firm are furious about the tell-all. The king would not be the only person to be absolutely furious, looking at the situation that has played out over the last few years, he said before pointing out that Harry and Meghan have pretty much got what they wanted and yet have just been trashing the royal family. Mr. Myers added, "One would have thought that they would have just disappeared into the Californian sunset, been happy to make a bit of money and just forge their own life, but no. Not only has me,